Okay, so it's another day again, but just updating that when you have the Qlib running in Docker, the one that RD Agent pretty much installs for you, it doesn't have the um, Jupyter notebook. So what you need to do is basically just pip install it. Um, you just pip install that, okay? Simple as that, really. And then you can open up Jupyter Notebook, which is fine. However, I've just realized another thing, and that's fine. That works. As you can see, it's set up there. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but it is. It's fine. There it is, Jupyter Notebook. So that's working from Docker, and that's fine. You just need to give it a certain command, you know, whatever it is. Where is the command? After you pip install it, yeah, here it is. Here's the command here, Jupyter Notebook, and you've got to port it so that Docker can show it, through the port, allow it shared through the port of Docker there, and that's fine. But the next thing is, I just remembered, for RD agent is looking for this .h5 file to do the fin thing that we're looking for to sort of test it. To do that, we're going to also need to mount a CSV file, which you don't get, by the way, when you're downloading the data direct from the Qlib's website or whatever. So, and by the way, I forgot again. So just to remind you again, that to commit your Docker image, otherwise your files won't save. So I spent all day yesterday downloading those files. And of course, I restarted my Docker image and all those files went because it's temporary. So what you need to do is go in and just commit your latest one. So Docker commit and whatever it's called, whatever RD agents decided to call it, try and keep it on that one. So Docker commit, the container ID, and whatever the image is called. And then it will just save it then. Okay, hopefully all the files and everything else. So I just saved it there so that I can get out of it here at the moment. I'm going to get out of it because we're going to now open up Qlib in Docker again, but this time we're going to do it not only with the port forwarding for Jupyter, but also by mounting the data. Now I don't know if I gave it the right data there. See what it's doing. Okay, it gave me this command, so I'll just use it. I would have thought the command would be a bit different, but okay, so it's now mounted. I don't know if it's mounted with the CSV, but it's mounted with all the download stuff, which I guess is fine. I thought it would mount with the actual CSV. Let me just check that. In Jupyter Notebook, the file will be accessible. Oh, the file will be accessible, but don't I need to mount it? I think I need to mount it with the actual .csv, so this may be no good either. But anyway, that's, again, just remember to commit the Docker image to save it. And also, if you're looking for the .h5 file like I am, I think we need to mount the .csv. All right, so I'll be right back and I'll see if I can. Yeah, I just checked. We do. We need to mount it specifically. So that's it, mounted specifically there, the CSV. All right. All right, there it is. So we have that one. Oh, I was going to do this in Python, but see, it's saying CN data, which is what it's going to look for. I mean, I could just leave it as CN data for the moment because see, it doesn't matter what it's called really. Um, yeah, that'll do. I'll just try that. I'll just give it a go. Sometimes you gotta take a chance. So it's doing the dump now from the .csv, and we may well get errors here, but let's just see what happens here. This is basically so we can get some of the things working with RD agent, and I also have to do the .env on the RD agent as well. I pretty much think I've already showed you how to do that, but I'll try and do it again because I've sort of deleted it by accident on my notepad thing, so I'm gonna have to do it all from scratch again anyway, like I've done. It feels like a million times already with everything. So, all right, I'll be right back when this is done. All right, I just forgot. I can't really use that single.csv, so I'm using the one with all the different CSVs. So I mounted it with just the folder this time, and so it's getting errors in the other one, and I forgot. It's too big, basically. But I did go into settings in Docker and just take down the restriction on for memory or something. I just took that off and restarted as well, so that might help. Hopefully this will go okay. So I'm not sure the right terminology on this, whether it's, I don't think it's import or ingest, or like it's not ingesting, it's not importing it, it's processing it into a binary format or something, I think is the way the terminology is, or the dump. It's the dump for processing it into the way Qlib likes it, I guess. But then you have to have them all in a particular format that it likes anyway, or something. Which I did have issues with before, and I actually tweaked the Qlib, how Qlib imported it or processed them before, because it did seem to be creating issues before into the digitized version, or whatever it's called, ones and zeros or something. And so I actually, instead of doing that, I had it taken it straight from a .parquet or a parquet or whatever it's called, and that seemed to work well. However, I think in the last video or before this, I think it was also working okay doing it this way. So hopefully this works okay again. And the reason I'm doing it this way is I think I have to get some H5 file or something for RD agent to work with to do its finance thing, whatever it's doing. But I'm a little confused because, like, why isn't it giving it that in the original data that you can get from elsewhere? I don't know. And also it's a .h5 is usually when something is already if it's already, the data has already gone through a like an LSTM or something, a model, a machine learning model already. So it's basically, it seems to be looking for pre-processed data that has gone through some machine learning, as far as what I understand what a .h5 is anyway. I mean, I could be wrong about that. So that's what's confusing me, why it needs it, why RD agent needs the .h5, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm trying to... ChatGPT seems to think that doing it this way will create one, but I don't think so. Because I don't think it did before. I think we're going to have to run it through some sort of model to get the .h5 that it's looking for. That's what's confusing me. Plus, I'm not sure if it looked for it before. I don't remember this being an issue the first time around. Unless it's remembering, unless there's some cached file somewhere that it remembers that, oh, this has run before and we're looking for the one that was already created. That could be the case. That makes the most sense. And if it's doing that, well, first of all, why didn't ChatGPT say it to me? And second of all, if it's true, how do I get rid of its memory then of it being there? Yeah, just as I suspected, it's not there. Like, I think ChatGPT has the wrong idea. I'll have to go talk to Claude or something. Okay. So the problem that we seem to have with the code, and it seems to be fixed now. I'm just going to get it to briefly summarize it here. So let me break down the troubleshooting journey we just went through on Qlib. First issue is initial module not found error. Instruments delist frequency day. The base API required an instruments parameter, but we didn't provide one. Added instruments parameter. Second one was passing string all. On the API expected a dictionary fixed to change dictionary format, but hit another error. Third issue found. Problem, we tried using CSI 300 market, but that file didn't exist. Check the actual directory structure. Okay. Fourth issue, filter pipe error. We tried to use a filter pipe parameter that wasn't supported in this version. Remove the filter approach. Fifth iteration, direct file reading. Finally got it up and working by reading the instruments file directly with pandas, using the correct data path, understanding the file structure, using proper features notation. Okay, so again, it's sort of not working the way it should be or something anyway. Key lessons, the data structure was different from what we learned. I see he's remembering the other stuff. It's actually the same, never mind. The API requirements were stricter. I don't know. Anyway, that data seems to be processed now, if you like. I don't know. There's a little thing that we can do here. Quick analysis there or whatever. All right, so that data is there. So again, I'm going to go back to the RD agent, which was over here somewhere. No. I'll be right back. I'll find that. Now, see, this is what I was trying to get ChatGPT to do, was generate the .h5 file. I even asked it to do that, and it didn't. And yet Claude just actually recommended it and said, here's the code, just go do it. That's funny, because asking ChatGPT to do it, it basically wouldn't, or just didn't think it was a good idea or something. So let's try that. Maybe this will, more errors, of course. Hopefully it's just something simple there. Oh, we have to install something. All right. That's fine. Now, if we can get RD agent talking with Qlib properly here in Docker, and I just have to do the .env there to get the open API thing working then. Yeah, I probably should have just used the actual CN data, but I'm using my own data here. Never mind. We can do it later again if we need to. So that's now processing the daily PV all.h5 that RD agent is looking for. Then I just need to, again, do the .env for the OpenAI stuff to work for RD Agent. And then both of them should be working now. I may set it up properly again with the proper CN Chinese data, the .cn data, because it was actually downloading properly from the website this time. And I guess it wouldn't take too much to just organize it all properly to have the data the way I want, although it took a little workaround to get this one working for whatever reason. Successfully generated, so hopefully this will be... So they all seem to be a kind of different. They're different compartments, don't they? The different. So RD Agent doesn't necessarily need the OpenAI thing for this part, right? But for the other parts, it will do. So, and I haven't got that, since this is all newly set up again from scratch again. I haven't got that that part working. So hopefully it doesn't need it for this part. Oh no, we still have. All right, I'll go fix this. I'll come right back. Okay, it's what it's. I think the error here is what it's trying to do is save the .h5 almost everywhere. So it's saving it in the workspace. It's saving it in the processed, and there is still an error. So I think what it's doing now is trying to save it in the Anaconda environment, because maybe that's what RD Agent is expecting. So it's saving it in Anaconda environment, RD Agent scenario, Qlib experiment factor, and then daily PV.h5. So hopefully then RD Agent will be able to pick that up and work with that. I think it may actually be giving it too much data because it's going way back to 2008. So that'll probably take forever. But the main thing is just to get it working. I can interrupt that and give it a shorter date anyway. So let's see if it picks it up this time. So it may be better not to bother doing any EDA, because obviously we haven't even bothered to do that here. Because I was thinking maybe it's a problem that it's not using the exact data that it's looking for as well, since it was supposed to be the downloaded Chinese stock market data. But I don't think it should make a difference. Data is data, you know. But yeah, we should do more EDA then when all this works. So maybe leave the EDA until we get everything working first, and then worry about the data. So maybe we wasted our time with all that before, although we learned a lot, I guess. So, all right, so this is still, I don't know if that means it's finished or not. Checking mount points, so it's still doing something, I don't know. That's the thing with it, it needs to put in more progress bars all the time, because I'm never really sure if the thing is actually finished or not sometimes. Okay, so RD Agent is doing something which is, it's good, but it's strange because I didn't even get to set up the data properly because I made a mistake again with the Docker. But anyway, even if the data is not working, we've got RD Agent seemingly working, so that's good. We'll clean up the data then in a minute, and hopefully we'll get both of them working. So this is the fin factor thing. I think the reason this one is working is because I just put it through a quick thing, even though I didn't process it properly and it got a H5 or something. So anyway, I'll just let it go through this. I think it is getting error messages. Anyway, some sort of progress, I guess, for now. All right, it just keeps telling me the data frames are empty, which is not surprising, seeing as I didn't. I just tried it to see if it would work. All right, I'll just try and get the data sorted. I'll have to cancel this one. By the way, quickly to do the .env, right, in your thing, you just want to say new item file path .env, then notepad.env, then just put in here, and don't forget your API key here. Then make sure you got it, get content, and then go for the fin factor thing if you want, which is what I did, and it worked. Anyway, sort of worked. All right, let's try the data, and then you see it was the same thing as before with the data. Got messed up, but let's see if I can fix it. I think this is what creates the .h5. I'm just going to force delete the other stuff that I have in there to make sure it's only one set of data I have, because I've been kind of messing around with the data. But if you put Python, Qlib, workflow, CLI, Py, examples, benchmark, lightgbm, workflow config, lightgbm, alpha 158.yaml, this one here, that I think basically gives it a quick machine learning thing to go through, and I think that's what creates the .h5 that RD agent was looking for, which is why RD agent worked after I put that in. But I just need to clean up the data here, and basically just going to re-download it. This is actually the actual CN data from the website instead of my data, which is what I was putting in before. Anyway, and then we'll see if the outputs are good. I'd rather work with the example data first anyway before getting in depth on my own data. So I don't mind this at all. Then we should be able to put it through its paces then, hopefully, with different things.